Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Peyton Anderson with Next Level Athletes. I'm thrilled to have Austin Jones on the podcast today. Austin recently transferred over to USC from Stanford this past offseason. This past season as a Cardinal, he rushed for 378 yards on 107 carries for 2 touchdowns while averaging 3.5 yards per carry. Additionally, during his time as a Stanford Cardinal, he earned All Pac-12 third team in 2020, All Pac-12 honorable mention by coaches in 2020, two-time Pac-12 All Academic Honor Roll in 2020 and 2021, and much more. Austin, first of all, thanks so much for coming on today.
No doubt, I appreciate it.
Of course. And let's start back with your original recruitment process coming out of high school. What ultimately led you to Stanford originally?
I think it was what kind of everyone wanted was the kind of the degree, and then also playing high level football, and then they had the offense where it was kind of high profile in terms of running the ball, and they had a bunch of great running backs coming out at that time, so that kind of steered my way towards Stanford.
Mm-hmm. And now at USC, what ultimately led you to transfer over there? But on top of this, what was most eye-opening about these experiences for you, and what you found most difficult, if anything, about the process?
I guess for USC, transferring over, I kind of wanted to just revamp what I was doing in my sophomore season, so I just kind of wanted to have an opportunity to do that. So I felt like USC was a great opportunity to go there and do that. This high pro offense and everything that goes on there. The experience, I mean, it wasn't anything that I didn't already know, kind of with the transfer process and everything like that. Having a couple of my friends or whatnot transferring, so I kind of already had an idea of what I was getting into. So.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And reflecting back on your high school career, you racked up a long list of accolades and recognition for your time in high school. But to list a few, you were state champion in 2016, three-time All-American, also competed in track, but also much more. With that being said, what do you miss most about high school in general, but also your all-time favorite memory?
I'd say probably kicking with my guys. I still keep in touch with them here and there, but it's not the same as far as your high school buddy that you've been playing with for a long time. So I kind of miss them a lot. I'd say the best moment was honestly winning that state championship. In that game, I had like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, something like
Yeah,
that. So it's a pretty
of
surreal
course, yeah.
experience.
Of course, never take that away from you. Let's go back to Stanford again. What was your outlook when you first arrived on campus, started practicing? But also, what about Stanford's program taught you the most moving forward with career now that you're at USC?
I'd say Stanford is more of a like NFL style kind of offense or whatnot. So you kind of learn a lot in terms of not only just like playing, but in terms of like protection wise and schemes and everything like that. It's kind of what I took away from there. Just kind of have that NFL mindset or whatnot that goes into that. Um, yeah.
And then also, what do you say you missed most looking back on Stanford and the environment and their fan base? But what would you also say was the highlight or highlights in your time as a Cardinal?
Um, what I'd say I missed the most is just being around those guys. You be with them for 3 years, and they're all a bunch of really good guys. And I've enjoyed all of them. I still keep in touch with them. Like, and then I'm kind of from. I just live only an hour and a half away, so I go up and see them a good amount. Like when I come back home and everything. Something that you said
The
as far as what
highlights
again?
or highlights during your
Highlights.
time as a Cardinal.
My that whole COVID season, I was having like 100 yards a game. Based for those 6 games, I was having like basically 100 yards a game, touchdowns, led the Pac-12 in touchdowns, everything like that. So that was kind of the biggest kind of moments that were great to me.
Mm-hmm. And looking into the past season for you and how it played out, what would you say went well? What you felt you improved on the most, but also what you thought you might have underperformed to your liking as a whole?
I think I caught the ball pretty well in the backfield. I think that was one thing that I kind of showed really well. Something that I improved on was my pass protection. I think I got a lot of reps with that, so I got pretty good at that. And then something that, uh, I mean, I guess there's nothing that I really could have. Yeah, like there's nothing that I could say that was kind of disproving or whatnot. I kind of felt like that was just kind of the card that was dealt, really.
Mm-hmm. And additionally, what has been the mindset and focus in your training this current off season?
For me, I thought just getting a lot faster. You can always get faster, and I got a lot stronger throughout before that junior season, which was good. So now I'm just kind of pick up my acceleration, pick up my speed.
Hmm. And when talking about recruitment, there's a lot of attention, there's a lot of NIL deals going on, but for you personally, taking your recruitment into consideration, what kind of advice do you have to athletes? Is it more so just staying true to yourself and not letting the outside noise distract you from your path, and just kind of taking it day by day, or something else?
Yeah, I think it's just really staying true to yourself. Like, what do you value as a player? The money is always going to be there. If you do what you're supposed to do in the NFL, I mean, in college to get to the NFL, the money's going to happen. But getting this money, is it worth wasting a couple years for $200,000 and then not getting to the NFL? Like that's why I kind of would advise people. Yeah, the money is great, but is that going to last you for a lifetime?
Hmm. And transitioning to life off the field, what does a typical day look like for you during the season and the off season?
During the season, um, probably get up and then have a lift in the morning with the team, and then go through classes, everything like that, and then have practice in the afternoon. But here it's going to switch up a little bit. I'm not really sure if we're practicing in the afternoon or in the morning, so it'll be a different kind of mindset for me. In the
Hmm.
off season, I'll get up in the morning, get a little breakfast in, and then I'll go with a speed trainer that I work out with down here in Southern California, and I'll come back later after the speed train and get another lift in, and then in between I'll get like a little lunch and then dinner and all that, and then go to sleep.
Hmm. And additionally, talk to us about your major. What's it about? Classes you've been taking for it, but more importantly, why you chose it.
So I'm a communications major, and I kind of wanted to pick, a major that had a broad focus because I feel like I can fit into really any kind of job or whatnot. Like I feel like no matter what I do, like I could, do any type of job. So I kind of wanted to go into a place where, you know, I'm not just stuck to one particular kind of area of expertise. I guess for me, like a job that I want to do is probably like a sports analyst or anything like that, or a sports commentator or something like that. So that's why I kind of picked communications. Yeah.
Hmm. And taking a more in-depth look at the running back depth chart for USC, you got Travis Dye over from Oregon, Darwin Barlow, yourself, but also Raleek Brown out of Mater D as an incoming freshman. What are you most excited about with the groups of backs, but also what can fans expect from all of you going forward?
Oh, I feel like we all kind of bring a different thing to the running back room. So I think it's going to be really exciting to see what we kind of put together. I feel like we're going to be one of the most explosive running back rooms in the country, and fans just expect a lot of, like I said, a lot of explosive plays, and yeah.
Of course. And looking into your background more, you have two older siblings, Anthony and Alexis. Your brother Anthony played football at Troy and Jacksonville State, but you also lived in 5 different states. First off, what's it been like moving around a lot growing up, but also growing up with your siblings and brother who also played college football? What would you say you've learned most from him and vice versa growing up?
Uh, so what I've learned is that just living in 5 different states, you kind of understand who your family is, and you understand like how to surround yourself with good people. Living in 5 different states, I went to a couple of different schools, so I kind of had to, make new friends, and I feel like they gave me opportunity to kind of see like different types of people and who I can hang around, who I can put myself around. And with my brother playing in college, that's what I learned from him is just the dedication and hard work that it takes to get to where you want to go, and he continues to push me every single day. So.
And looking back again at Stanford, what kind of program were they for you personally, as well as what you feel they pride themselves on?
They're like a blue collar grit and grind type of program. They pride themselves on that. You know, we're not like at Stanford. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to get all the glitz and the glamour and everything like that, all the notoriety. But you go in there and you just work super hard every single day, and it will come to fruition.
And now playing for the USC Trojans, what have you noticed most about the program as a whole? But also, what's been your favorite facility or benefit so far to use and have access to?
Um, I say that we're a very disciplined outfit. Um, we have a lot of disciplinary things that we have going on within our program, and I felt like Coach Riley kind of pushes us like as far as a team. He said the most disciplined team is going to win the games. You know what I'm saying? And we have this thing that we have like with our leadership, and it goes like discipline over default. Discipline is what winners do. Default is what losers do. So we're just kind of you know building a disciplinary act in terms of like how our team rolls and everything like that, which I think has been great. The best facility is obviously our weight room. We have a pretty good weight room, have a little
hmm
field off to the side and everything like that. So, it's free to come in and get any type of work in that you need.
Of course. And on top of this, how would you describe Stanford and USC in their respective programs in one word or sentence, but also what the biggest difference has been between the two schools?
Um, I guess, like I said, Stanford's like a blue collar kind of deal, and then USC, like I also said, is just discipline. And the difference between the two, um, you know, coming in, being in the atmosphere in LA, you're expected to play well, you're expected to be a good team. So it's kind of like you have that kind of run behind you as far as like fans and everything like that. So I think that's kind of the biggest difference is like, we're in a big kind of market or whatnot. So
hmm
you see, you're kind of given an opportunity to kind of show what you're made of and, show up in big games and stuff like that, playing in the Coliseum.
Of course, that's a very nice place to play. But for everyone in life, they always have a special someone, group of people that means a lot to them in life. Who are these people for you, or this person for you? And if they are to be listening, what would you have to share with them?
Uh, it'd be my parents, they never missed a game. They always get me to every single game or every single team that I've always played on. They've always got me there. So, but both of them, without them, I would never be the person that I am, let alone the player that I am today. No matter what, I've always like never needed for anything because my parents always get it for me. And, you know, like I said, without them, I wouldn't be here. And what I'd say to them is just, I'm forever thankful for them and I love them forever for real.
And when your collegiate career eventually comes to an end, what kind of legacy and lasting impact do you want to leave behind at USC? But also, what you want others to remember you and think of you the most on and off the field during your collegiate career?
I want to leave a legacy of being another Heisman winner, another Doak Walker winner, and another national champion. And then what I want people to remember me off the field. Obviously, I already said it on the field, but off the field, that I'm just a even kill, laid back dude. That's really
hmm
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can count on me for anything. That's kind of it.
of course. And last question: what might be in store for you and your future as an athlete and individual after college? Are you focusing more on day to day until that time presents itself to make that next decision in life?
I focus on day to day. I try not to, get out in front of myself too much because it's just, you got to get to tomorrow to get to the next day. So I kind of
hmm
just want to stay within myself. So
Of course. And once again, Austin Jones, USC running back. Austin, we appreciate you taking the time today and wish you nothing but the best with your future, man.
no doubt, appreciate you.
Of course.